the ceiling of my room, which is extremely low. And actually, no, it isn't. I'm actually 7'9".
Before Seth Rogen would receive death threats from North Korea prior to the release of The Interview, before Knocked Up would solidify him as a leading man in comedy, before he would work as a writer on The Ali G Show, yeah, that was news to me as well before I made this video, before he would hook up with Judd Apatow on Freaks and Geeks, later Undeclared, and together they would take over Hollywood, young Seth came to the realization that a career in comedy was the pathway for him at an extremely young age. He began taking comedy classes at the age of 12, he took the stage at comedy clubs at 13, and he hooked up with a lifelong pal known as Evan Goldberg, and at 13 they started to pen a script for a film known as Superbad. My name is Michael McCrudden, documenting the life of Seth Rogen prior to fame, here for you on Before They're Famous. Now this one's been requested a whole bunch, the guy's also got a Christmas movie out at the time of this recording, so I thought it would work. Ho ho ho, hope you enjoy it. Oh, and as always, be sure to let me know in the comments down below who you want me to document next. Seth Rogen was born on April 15th, 1982 in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. His parents were Jewish, they had met one another in Israel, his mother Sandy, a social worker, and Matt Rogan, who worked for a non-profit organization. Seth was their second child and he had an older sister, Dana. He attended Vancouver's Talmud Torah Elementary School and Point Grey Secondary School. As a young boy, he came to the realization that he was pretty good at making people laugh, and he became addicted to that and realized if there's any way to make a living doing this, that's what I'm gonna go after. Now, growing up in a Jewish family, attending Jewish summer camp, also being surrounded by Jewish people, well, this would become the material that Seth would work with early on in his career. He began taking comedy classes at the age of 12. At 13, he was taking the stage at stand-up clubs, and he would talk about being a Jew. Well, I don't think I'm allowed to say that. Let's roll a clip.
When people ask me, Seth, what is the most difficult thing about being Jewish? And I think thousands of years of persecution and torture done unto us by racist people, and I'd have to say the most difficult thing about being Jewish would be the grandparents.
At 16, his hard work paid off when he took home a win at the Amateur Canadian Comedy Contest, and from there, well, he was feeling pretty good. But things would take a turn for the worse when his father lost his job. I mean, the guy was working for a non-for-profit organization. How bad could it have been? Simultaneously, his mother, well, she also quit her job, and the family, well, they didn't know what they were gonna do. The family was looking for a miracle, and it came in the form of Judd Apatow. He was casting for his new project, Freaks and Geeks, and Seth Rogen got an audition to play Ben the Stoner.
The pot would make me happy. The corn and cows would just be there to distract the heat from my main crop. The finest reefer the Midwest has ever grown.
Now, although this was only Seth's second audition in his entire life, he blew them away and got the job. Around this time, his family, they decided to relocate to Los Angeles, and for some time they would be living off of Seth's earnings. When Freaks and Geeks failed to be renewed, Seth got help from old Judd, who cast him as a lead in Undeclared.
Gone Wild 5-tape, solid gold, uncensored and beyond box set has arrived. It's here.
Now, this too would only receive one season. Following that, Seth Rogen would become a bit of a bit actor around Hollywood. He appeared in Donnie Darko in 2001.
I like your boobs.
He auditioned for other roles in Dudes Where's My Car, Band of Brothers, and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, but didn't book any of those gigs. A job he did get alongside his old pal Evan Goldberg was to become writers on The Ali G Show. Yeah, that one's hosted by Sacha Baron Cohen, or you probably know him as Borat. Ooh, I should do it before they're famous on him. His next big break would come in Anchorman, that was in 2004, and then Judd Apatow, well, he gave him a breakthrough job in 2005 to play Steve Carell's co-worker in The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Now, although the role he played required a man in his 30s, Seth Rogen got the job done and he was only 22. He definitely looked 30. The next year, he would finally get his big break, appearing in Knocked Up, and that would solidify him as a Hollywood leading man.
Do we have sex?
Yeah.
Then in 2007, as Seth and his buddy Evan were feeling pretty comfortable rubbing shoulders with everyone in Hollywood, they decided to pull out that script they had written at the age of 13 titled Superbad. They pitched it, got it sold, and made the film. And the rest of the story, well, you know the story because this is Before They're Famous. My name is Michael McCrudden, thanks for checking out my personal channel. I do all sorts of celebrity bios on here. I've done a lot of comedians in the past. I've done Kevin Hart, I've done Jim Carrey, I've done Russell Peters, I've done Russell Brand. There's a lot, so be sure to browse. I do singers, YouTubers, actors, all that good stuff. Let me know who you want to see in the future, and I'll see you guys in another video. Alright, bye. And hopefully Judd Apatow's watching this and he's like, yo, I need a goofy news reporter. 'Cause, you know, I'll take the gig. Alright, bye.